yesterday the doctor told you that you have to have heart surgery. Do you want a physician operating on you who's got 7 years experience in the operating room? Or do you want to talk to some guy operating on you who may have just gotten out of med school, watched a bunch of videotapes, and read the training manual? And that's, you know, who do you want working on your car? Your car's 5 years old, yours is 5 years old, mine's 5 years old. Mine's almost 6. Another reason that I'm running is been able to, over the years, prioritize a lot of items, a lot of things in the budget that were probably more important. In other words, one of my philosophies, it's a little bit like Thomas Jefferson: the government that governs the least, the government that governs the best. And there's some people that expect government to be all things to them. I mean, they got a problem. The first solution is the government. Governments can solve this problem. And I basically empower people, or like to empower people, to end up coming up with a solution. We're doing everything that possibly can be done right now to move International Drive forward. Right now it's a situation, there are several committees that study the road programs and difficulties and things in Horry County and statewide. It's a case of getting information from them. I remember situations where we had determined that Road A should get fixed right away because of this, that, and whatever else. And all of a sudden, when some studies were done, and people pretty much felt that Road A should have gotten done. And then all of a sudden, when some studies were done, etc., this, that, and then time went on, Road A got to be a lower priority, and Road B or C moved ahead of it because, you know, there were things that were more urgent on Road B or Road C. So I think it's a case of letting the committees, and there's several of those. You know, there's the Grand Strand Area Transportation, you know, GSTATs, and you know, there's a bunch of those that exist. Some of them which CTC, with, you know, they all have a tendency to over. You know, there's a bunch of those, and sometimes they have the tendency to overlap. My thing is let them do their job. People that drive motorcycles are pretty intelligent people. You don't find any dummy driving a motorcycle. And if they want to take the risk, and they understand the consequences of riding with or without a helmet, let them make the decision. Probably not. Just knowing that is the answer, I'd say no. However, if there are some stipulations in there that would make it worthwhile, I probably would say yes.
Why probably not?
For the simple reason that I think right now the Chamber of Commerce, Golf Holiday, and all the other organizations that are funding our travel tourism, as a general rule, I'm happy with what's in place right now. But depending upon how it's structured and the benefits and the advantages of it versus the disadvantages, whatever else, it's something that I sure would be willing to look at. I definitely think that they should be accountable for it. They should explain where it went, what it got used for, etc. And when I heard that a large portion was used for salaries and whatever else, I was very upset for the simple reason that, being an animal lover, I was firmly convinced that that money that they receive for managing the shelters, etc., should be for the health, welfare, and care of the animals. Depending upon how long, basically I would like to think that just by serving them some papers, some legal papers, they should probably be enough to go. If they want to take it to court, I would not want to, I'd really like to get the audit, there's no doubt about it. But I don't want to spend, I don't want to spend $5,000 to fix up a $4,000 car. It's going to be a case of priorities, and a good example is recreation. Right now, citizens pay X amount of dollars to participate in various recreation programs. I don't care whether it's, Little League for, for junior and, whatever, something for, for the girls, volleyball, whatever it is, that type of thing. Those fees may have to be increased for recreation, because government's primary responsibility is for the safety, health, and welfare of the citizens. And safety is basic police protection, fire protection, ambulance service. That's just, we have to do that.
Talking about across the board, or maybe like for non-resident? Or
no, across the board. Government, all government, responsibility. First thing is basically, police, fire, EMS, ambulance, that type of thing. And there may be some services that are probably, they're not going to be as, the government's response isn't going to be as quick as it used to be. For example, when people deal with the tax office, when they deal with the treasurer, when they deal with the auditor, they get back very, very quickly to them within, a day or less or whatever else. It may not be a couple days because we may not have the personnel. We may not be able to hire the personnel to deal with the citizens' issues as quickly as they've done in the past. No. In fact, we're administration light because several years ago we did that. And we had, right now what he's talking about, he's talking about the administrator, and he's talking about 3 division directors.
Right.
Okay. Several years ago we had 5 and 6 division directors. And we took it and we shrunk it down to 3. So, there's just a case of, he's not familiar with the, with the history, hasn't been there, hasn't done that. And, when you're an outsider, it's a little bit like being an alumni of a University of South Carolina. It's a lot easier to second guess Steve Spurrier than it probably is when you're standing down in the line. We're not top heavy when it comes to, in fact, we've got fewer top level administrators for the size of our county and our budget and whatever else than other counties do. Now there's some counties like McCormick County, they've only got 5 members on their county council, and they're all involved in the decision-making process.